This is a Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if CHARLEY-K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, got a copy? Yes, Jim, I sure do. You're hitting 20-25 over direct, as I don't have the capability of using an SDR, but it is extremely cold out. Winds are blowing hard, and the temperature as of an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, when I checked, had dropped to 17 degrees, the actual temperature of 17 degrees Fahrenheit below zero on this Friday, the 3rd of February 2023. Do you copy, Jim? Go ahead.
Yes, Charlie, perfect copy on Milford, 30 over, roger.
On Milford, 30 over, roger. Okay. The power getting to my antenna is not more than about 70 watts, if I'm lucky, 70 watts. By the way, I did have a tremendous contact with Captain Mike in the Boeing 767 flying from Sacramento, California on a cargo plane over to Philadelphia, PA. And but just not too long, but a little bit. But this is yesterday, as he was going actually from east to west off the back of the plane, which means I'm not getting the full blast of the signal. But don't forget, he's only running 400 watts to an 8-foot antenna on the upslope of the front of the tail. But here he is.
We're more than halfway there now, so but 856 more miles to go, Charlie. You're 59 plus, K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie. Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
That's western Nebraska.
Southern part of Wyoming. We're going to be exactly 30 miles north of Laramie. 30 miles north of Laramie, and about 45 miles north of Cheyenne. Cheyenne first, obviously, and then Laramie. We're kind of going west-southwest right now, over. No copies whatsoever on the south antenna there. Go ahead. Through the evening. We'll see how it works out. I think you asked me the other day, Charlie, about Jim, W6LG, and he had some procedure done, and hopefully he's out of the hospital and back on the air again. But I haven't heard him lately, but hopefully he's out there out and about back home again. But that was Jim, who you've worked many times. K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie. We're into Wyoming now, Charlie. We're just crossed right. We're exactly just 8 miles into Wyoming. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go. Wait a minute. All right. I think I had him on the ramp here in Philadelphia.
Roger. I think you said 15 over. I believe you said 15 over. I've got you at about 4242. K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie on the ground, Sacramento, 40 meters upper side band.
Okay, no, that was Sacramento on 40 meters, about 35, almost 40 degrees off the side of my 40-meter antenna at the end. Anyway, back to you, Jim, and I'm sorry to, I kind of goofed up a little bit on it. You ought to be up here. I'm telling you, it is bitter cold, and the wind chill on Mount Washington today has hit 100 degrees below zero. Isn't that just the kind of weather that you'd like to sun yourself out in? KX4WC, wrong station. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, when you said 100 degrees, I thought you was going to say, plus, but 100 degrees below. Oh Lord, that's pretty chilly. Now, I have to ask you. You have many wire-based antennas. Do you get much icing on your wire antennas?
Do you get much icing on your wire antennas?
Oh, yeah, that's called RYME, R-Y-M-E. In other words, if we go into a cloud, that cloud, the droplets are tiny, and they don't freeze. However, when they touch anything at all, they will freeze up, and that's called RYME ice. It's a miserable situation. And I had about 10 days of that in a row, and part of that time I couldn't operate anything. I couldn't load anything or do any transmission because of the RYME. That happens occasionally up here. I'm at 2,030 feet, just a little over 2,000 feet above sea level, right here on the Canadian border. And 51 air miles, or about 75 kilometers north and slightly northwest of Mount Washington. Your signal absolutely is terrific in here, Jim. You're doing a wonderful job.
You have many wire-based antennas. Do you get much icing on your wire antennas?
Okay, back to you, Jim. I hope you copied K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Now, I'm assuming that you're running that 7300, so when you do get icing, I guess it goes over a 3 as SWR, is that a Roger?
Over a 3 is SWR, is that a Roger?
Oh, yeah, the SWR can go right up to 80% reflected power, and then you can't load a thing. I mean, especially if you get encased with the icing, you can't load anything. You could receive fine. Oh, yeah. But you can't transmit anything until that breaks away. So we have to live with that. It's amazing. Elevation is everything up here. If you get below 1,500 feet elevation, you are then, you're not going to get too much RYME. You're not going to get that ice on everything from fog. It stays a little above you. But even here at 2,000 feet or 2,030 feet, there are times I can tell by the lights of distant towns that there is a cloud deck that might be only 400 or 500 feet above myself. So in that case, I escape the RYME. I escape it, but it's something you have to live for. However, in the summertime, there are benefits up here. I've been here 48 years, going on 41 years at this location of Clarksville in northern New Hampshire, and I have never seen the shade temperature exceed 90 degrees, and that happens to have about 4 times hit 90, but I've never seen it over 90. And you get down in the river valleys where the air downslopes and that it compresses, and it can be considerably warmer. Although up in this country here, where we have no oak trees around our area or white pine, we don't. It's just too cold. This is the boreal or the northern forest zone. We do have black flies. Black flies is our enemy from the middle of November until about the first part of July. And then there are mosquitoes, but at this particular spot, I'm not bothered by mosquitoes much. It's just the darn black flies, mostly in evenings when there's no wind. Boy, that was a long one, Jim, and I apologize. I hang my tail in shame. And I'll sign off with you there, and I'll have my favorite dish tonight, Mulligan's mush on rye, something like that. But you're doing a wonderful job directing here on the skip. KC9VKV K1GZL, not putting out much power at all. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie, just excellent. You were so good. I was occasionally switching between Milford and Rochester, and the signal level never varied. I mean, you couldn't tell the difference in the switch. Incidentally, there's a latency usually associated with some SDRs, internet SDRs, and the latency for Rochester and Milford were exactly the same. So I was switching back and forth, and you couldn't even hear the switch. So let me say 73 up that way, Charlie. Thanks for dropping by, and as always, opening our show, we enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll be with us next Friday. Roger.
Hopefully you'll be with us next Friday. Roger.
Roger, would you believe right now, direct, you're 35 over 9. 35 over 9 direct. Wait a minute.
I was switching back and forth, and you couldn't even hear the switch. So let me say 73 up that way, Charlie. Thanks for dropping by, and as always, opening our show, we enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll be with us next Friday. Roger.
Okay, could you copy that, Jim?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you so very much. And let me say 73 to you, Charlie. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Stay warm up there. Hopefully you will not have any power interruptions, and so you'll be able to keep your heat going. 73, sir. We'll catch you later. And this is just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently featuring over 2,400 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. This recording will be cut number 1 in that series. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search, where these are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. You'll have to check it out. KC9VKV highlights on a YouTube search. Well, let's get with it now and open it up. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.